Right now, somewhere in the world, a billionaire is sleeping. And while they sleep, they are making money. Not because they are lucky, not because they inherited it, not because they are smarter than you, but because they figured out one thing, that most people will go their entire lives without ever understanding. There is a game being played with your time, and nobody told you the rules. You were taught to work hard. You were taught to save. You were taught that a good job leads to a good life. And maybe it does. But here is what nobody taught you. A good job is still a trade. Every single morning you wake up, drink your coffee, sit in traffic, and walk into that building. You are making a trade. Your time for their money. And the moment you stop showing up, the money stops too. The wealthy figured out something different. Something so fundamentally different that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. They stopped trading time for money a long time ago. Instead, they built something. Something that works while they eat. Something that grows while they sleep. Something that earns while they live their life. And today, we are going to show you exactly what that something is. We are going to show you how the wealthy think about time, why the way you were taught to think about it is quietly costing you your financial future, and most importantly, what you can start doing differently right now. Because the gap between you and financial freedom is not a gap in income, it is a gap in understanding. And by the end of this video, that gap closes. Let me tell you about two people. Both of them are smart. Both of them work hard. Both of them want a better life. The first person wakes up at 6 a.m. every morning. They commute for an hour. They work 8 hours. They commute home. They eat dinner. They scroll their phone. They sleep. And then they do it again. 5 days a week. 50 weeks a year. For 40 years. At the end of their career, they have a pension, maybe some savings, and a life that was largely spent inside a building, building someone else's dream. The second person spent 3 years building something. They sacrificed weekends. They stayed up late. They gave up comfort in the short term. But by year 4, that something they built was generating income every single day. Whether they woke up or not, whether they showed up or not, whether they were healthy or sick, traveling or resting, present or completely absent. Same 24 hours. Completely different result. Now here is the question nobody asks. What was the difference? It was not intelligence. It was not luck. It was not even how hard they worked. It was what they chose to build with their time. You see, the system most people live inside was designed with a very specific purpose. It was designed to convert your time into productivity for someone else. Think about what a salary actually is. A salary is not a reward for your value. A salary is a fixed price that someone agreed to pay you for a fixed number of hours, regardless of how much value you actually create. You could have the best day of your career. You could save the company $1 million. You could work harder than anyone else in that building. And at the end of the month, your paycheck looks exactly the same. There is no upside. And worse than that, your income has a ceiling. Because you only have 24 hours. And no matter how motivated you are, no matter how driven, no matter how talented, you cannot work more than 24 hours in a single day. Your income is capped by your biology. The wealthy understood this early, and they made a decision to play a completely different game. A game where your income is not limited by your hours. A game where the harder you work up front, the less you need to work later. A game where time works for you instead of against you. That game has a name, and it is called leverage. Leverage. It is the single most important word in the vocabulary of every wealthy person on the planet. But not the leverage most people think about. Not just financial leverage. Time leverage. The ability to take 1 hour of your effort and turn it into 10 hours of output. One decision that pays you for 10 years. One system that works for 1,000 people at once. Let me give you some examples that will make this click. An author sits down and writes a book. It takes them a year, hundreds of hours of research, thousands of hours of writing, months of editing and publishing. And then, that book hits the shelves. And it sells. Not just today, not just this month, but 10 years from now, that same book is still selling. The time was spent once. The income never stops. That is time leverage. Now think about a software company. A small team of developers spends 2 years building an app. They work incredibly hard during those 2 years. Long nights, weekends, sacrifices, and then they launch. And suddenly, 10,000 people are paying them every single month for something they built 2 years ago. The developers are not working 10,000 times harder. They built once, and the system does the rest. That is time leverage. Now think about real estate. An investor buys a property. They spend time finding the right deal. They spend money on the down payment. And then they rent it out. Every single month, that property generates cash flow. The investor is not painting walls. They are not fixing pipes. They hired a property manager. The asset works. The investor lives. That is time leverage. And here is what makes this so powerful. Every single wealthy person you have ever admired built their fortune on this exact principle. Warren Buffett does not personally analyze every stock. He built a system, a team, a process that works without him being in the room. He has said it himself. He makes money while he sleeps. And the question you need to ask yourself right now is this. When you stop working today, does your money stop too? If the answer is yes, then you are still inside the trap. And the first step out of the trap is not finding a better job. It is not getting a raise. It is not working more hours. It is changing the question you ask yourself every single morning. Instead of asking, how much can I earn today? Start asking, what can I build today that will still be earning for me 5 years from now? That one shift in thinking is the foundation of every great fortune ever built. Now I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds great, but I have bills. I have a family. I cannot just quit my job and start building systems. And you are absolutely right. Nobody is telling you to. The shift does not happen overnight. But it has to start somewhere. And it starts with a single decision. To stop spending 100% of your time trading hours for dollars, and start spending even 10% of your time building something that outlasts your effort. 10%. That is not a revolution. That is a Tuesday evening. That is a Saturday morning before your family wakes up. That is the podcast you listen to on your commute, replaced by a chapter of a book that teaches you how to build an asset. The wealthy did not build empires in a day. They built habits. They protected small pockets of time and used them to build things that compounded. Slowly at first, almost invisibly. And then one day, the thing they built was bigger than the job they came from. That day comes, but only for people who start. Most people spend their whole lives waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect idea, the perfect conditions. The wealthy know there is no perfect moment. There is only this moment, and what you choose to do with it. You have now learned something that most people will never understand. Time is not money. Time is more valuable than money, because money lost can be recovered, but an hour lost is gone forever. The wealthy protect their time like it is the most precious resource they own, because it is. And now, so do you. The difference is not access. It is understanding. And now you have it. Every week on The Wealth Effect, we decode exactly these kinds of strategies, the ones the wealthy use, that nobody else is talking about. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe right now, and hit the bell, so you never miss what comes next. Because next week, we are going inside one of the most dangerous traps that the middle class falls into, without ever realizing it exists. It is not debt. It is not bad spending habits. It is something hiding in plain sight that is quietly draining your wealth every single month. Most people will never see it. But next week, you will. The code is here. All you have to do is keep watching.